Relax, stretch out, unbuckle your seatbelt. This is extra legroom. What happened?
That's the theme music?
I don't know. I feel like we should have something there. Mitch?
Yes.
I feel like we've missed you on this show because, well, hopefully you'll be in the second episode, and then we'll get the third episode out and all of this.
This is the second episode, isn't it?
This is sort of the third episode. We're trying to get some technical difficulties resolved. So how was your Valentine's Day weekend, Joanne? What?
Yeah. Oh, I tried Burgers Priest.
Wait.
That's about it.
No, I want to hear more about Burgers Priest. I think it's a little overrated. It's really good. It's really good. But people make it like the be-all, end-all, and it's okay.
So I just got a regular burger. So I was just expecting a burger.
You didn't even order off the secret menu?
No, I didn't know. I guess it's a really big secret because I had no idea. I just got a cheeseburger.
I'm pretty sure they actually have the secret menu posted in the store.
You just have to ask for it?
No, it's like right out there.
Oh, you just have to look up.
It's called like secret menu.
It was like, I think 5 burgers to pick from or something. Johnny got one. He's like, oh my God, I'm not even going to get my mouth around this thing. It's going to be huge.
That's what she said.
Happy Valentine's Day.
No, it was like, so his expectations were set a lot higher. So then he was like, that's a good burger. Where I was just like, it's going to be a cheeseburger. And then I had it and it was a good burger. Like,
don't they do like don't they have like the donut burger there too? Like you can get the donut as the bun. Pretty sure they do that there.
No, but they had an ice cream sandwich, spelt sandwich.
The Italian way.
Yes.
Was this the Burger Priest in Woodbridge?
No, Barry.
There's Italian
Yeah.
people in Barry?
I don't think so.
Well, you're there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Your brother's there.
It is not very... Okay, so my brother's Italian. His wife is Portuguese. Their kids are Barry. Like, let's go. They're Barry. Like, they're not... So my niece the other day asked, she's like, do I look Portuguese? And I believe one of my nephews was like, what do you mean? Like, we're Portuguese? Or how do you look Portuguese? She was so lost by it. Then I'm asking about where's a good Italian restaurant around here? Because Johnny's like, he's a snob when it comes to Italian food. And my brother said, oh, there's a place down the street, Chico's. We go there. He said, we've really only gotten like veal on a bun or whatever. We haven't gone full out. And again, my niece said, wow, that restaurant is Italian? So.
Yeah. So you're in Barrie now, and you're it's like Full House where you're at right now. Jesse is there, and what was the other guy's name?
Joey.
Dave Coulier.
Danny Tanner.
So, what did your brother do for Valentine's Day? Did your brother take his wife out or something like that?
So I know the two of them went out to go get food for everybody. He was going to take her for Portuguese chicken, and they ended up getting McDonald's because she just wanted a Big Mac. And then yesterday they did some groceries at Walmart, and then they went to Costco.
What the heck
was
romantic Valentine's Day?
What did you do? What did you do that was so romantic on Valentine's Day?
You want to know something?
Oh,
I brought home
the flowers.
a dozen roses.
Oh, yes.
Which she already saw on Instagram and was expecting a story behind it. And I was like, there's no story. She's like, no. Joe posted something on Instagram, and there's apparently some story or what. I'm like, honestly, we did like 5 different episodes. None of them worked out. I don't remember what the story was or whatever. And then she's like, okay, I got to get some things printed out. So she ended up coming to the shop, and there's another bouquet of roses for someone to pick up. And she's like, she comes back home. She's like, well, so are you guys in the like selling flowers business all of a sudden?
We're moonlighting.
And I'm like, no. And then I explained a little bit about it, but that was that. She was like, whoa, $100, eh? That's like, yeah, hey man, dozen roses, right?
Long stem.
So what about you, Mitchell?
No, nothing. But we
How was your Valentine's Day? No, nothing. What does that mean? How was your Valentine's Day? What did you do?
Did Megan go out without you?
Megan went out without me on Valentine's Day with a friend.
Does that mean you get to go to the concert?
It does not mean anything of the sort.
No.
Because it doesn't change her due date. But we do have plans to celebrate.
Congratulations, Mitchell.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wow, I think that's the first announcement on the air. Mitchell's got one and one in the oven.
It's true.
It's not your oven, but it's your wife's oven.
It's my oven.
It's your oven?
It's our oven.
Okay.
But yes, no, we have our dating anniversary, which I always tell Megan doesn't count anymore because we have a marriage anniversary. But she still likes our dating anniversary, so that's coming up in about a week. So we decided, we'll have the in-laws over to babysit, and we'll go out and celebrate Valentine's Day and our dating anniversary next week or this weekend.
And how many years?
This will be our 20th
Wow.
dating anniversary. Yeah, we've been dating. We started dating 20 years ago.
Jeez Louise.
I know.
20 years ago.
What's your secret?
Sleeping in different rooms is a big one.
Wow. That must be comfortable.
It's great. It's coming to an end shortly, though, with baby number 2, because the baby's kicking me out of my room.
Ah, yeah.
And you might have Grumpy Mitch for a couple months. Real Grumpy Mitch. Extra Grumpy Mitch.
That's going to be tough, man.
It is. We're already kind of looking at pull-out sofas and...
You bunking with Jacob?
I don't know what we're going to do, but neither of us are great sleepers, and we
Bunk
both...
beds. You
It
should get bunk beds.
might work, but I mean...
And then one day the kids will have those bunk
We
beds.
just trade
and then
them?
You'll get your room back.
It's a long ways away.
Ah, yeah.
Yep, so that was my Valentine's Day.
So where are you going to take her? Or is it a surprise?
I don't know. We're probably just...
Gonna go drive through McDonald's.
Maybe. I don't know. No, we don't have any actual,
Dear,
plans.
I love you so much. Would you like a Happy Meal?
I actually have a coupon, 2 can dine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then you go all out and you upsize her fries.
Upsize the fries, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe even some McFlurries for dessert.
I can imagine that. Yeah, I've got a 2 can dine coupon here. Oh, okay, great. What would you like? I'd like this and that and the other. And, dear, what would you like?
I've definitely used 2 can dine for myself before.
100%.
You get like a Big Mac combo and then like a nugget combo.
Oh, yeah.
You get a lot of fries, Big Mac, a nugget, a couple drinks. You're good to go.
You're good to go.
Good
And
to
then
go.
and then she can have the leftovers.
You know the $5 meals? Speaking of
Sorry.
McDonald's.
Yes, sorry.
You know the $5 meals?
Like the McPicks, yeah.
Yes, that's it. So whenever we order, I always get one of each. I'm always like, oh, those burgers are tiny. I can do one of each.
Never finish them?
Never.
Oh, I demolished
Like,
2 of those.
I eat my first meal. I'll give Allie my second fries. And then the second burger goes in the fridge and then in the garbage.
Ew.
But the bonus behind it is I get a pop with one and a coffee with the other. I get both, best of both worlds.
So I feel like... No, you know what? I'm going to talk about... I'm sorry. This weekend was... I'm a big basketball fan, okay? And All-Star Weekend. No, All-Star Weekend. But they changed some formats around and what have you. And I'm going to say
I thought I read something. Explain this part to me.
Yes.
That the game would have to end in a game-winning shot?
Yeah,
I
so
don't understand that.
so this year they changed the format because Kobe Bryant died, rest in peace. And they're honoring him and all of that jazz. The MVP was like the Kobe Bryant MVP for the All-Star game.
But that's going forward. That wasn't just this year, right?
No, that's going forward. I think that's what it's going to be called now. But what they did was at the end of the third quarter, whatever the score is, they add 24 points. And the first team to the higher score. So let's say like the third quarter ends 100-93. Okay, they add 24 points to the higher score, so it's 124. And the first team to hit 124 points wins. Okay. Why 24? Kobe Bryant's number. Blah blah blah. Okay. So everyone thought this is ridiculous. It's stupid. What happens if like they hit 24? Like, it's an all-star game. These are all-stars. What happens if it hits like 24 points in like 3 minutes? They're just gonna end the game like 9 minutes early. So, whatever. I watched it. It was fairly entertaining. It came down to like the last shot, basically. And what was cool...
But I thought it was designed to come down to the last shot somehow.
No.
It just happened to
It just happened to be. And Lowry and Siakam...
Those are Raptors?
Those are Raptors for those people that live under a rock. They were in the game, which is pretty cool. Nick Nurse was... and the coaching staff...
A sick nurse?
No, Nick Nurse. No, we'll be getting to the coronavirus shortly. But Nick Nurse, was coaching. So it was... But we lost. But we lost by like, I don't know, 3 points. It got down to it. It really did. And it was quite entertaining. So I guess kudos to the NBA for trying new things. And I was a naysayer when I first heard it. I thought it was ridiculous. Thought it was terrible. Sorry, I was a little bit of my Charles Barkley. We'll get into that later. Anyways, but good on them. And I think it was successful. And I look forward to... This is the first time that, like, teams were both playing full out. For some reason, every time Mitchell burps, he has to add this, like, this girly sigh at the end.
That's offensive.
I was thinking more like the sensual moan.
Okay, sure. I'll retract that. And
girly?
I don't want to offend anybody in this super sensitive state that we're in right now. Everyone's super sensitive about stuff. But I guess we're going to push the envelope a little bit. So, Promenade Mall this weekend, a little bit scary for us as well. There was some news that was not travel related that was very scary. I went out to go to Walmart quickly to pick something up, and it was like 8:30. I came back. It was around 9:15, and there was like 20 cop cars, a helicopter going around, and all of that jazz. And then later found out there was a targeted shooting just outside of the mall, literally like in our parking lot. And it's very scary because I live very close to the mall, and that's super scary. I can only imagine what everyone else is feeling who lives in the area. And I can only imagine what people are feeling like on this Diamond Princess cruise ship.
It keeps getting messier and messier.
What's the numbers at
How
now?
many are still on the ship?
There's a lot on the ship. I found it.
But now, like, countries are coming to evacuate people.
Yeah, because it's obviously not... The quarantine is obviously not working, I think.
Oh, and also remember... Oh, now, sorry, I'm all over the place here. But on that note, really quickly, they've now, like, officially released reports showing how the quarantine was not handled properly and all kinds of stuff along those lines. But what I was just going to say was also the fun cruise, the good old Western Damn. They've now said that somebody who got off in Cambodia
No.
had corona and is being treated in hospital.
Weren't you telling me that like the prime minister or something like that of Cambodia was like officially
Like
there
them?
to like greet people as they got off the ship? Wow. Well,
So maybe instead of the prime minister, they should have had the robot.
the Times Square robot.
Yes.
Welcome to Cambodia. Okay, so what? What, Mitchell?
So, it's like, welcome to Cambodia. You are infected. Self-destruction imminent. Like takes you out, the robot.
So very scary. Yes, I don't think they handled it properly. Does anyone know the numbers now?
No, but what were you saying, Mitch? About
There was
No,
some
you're all
article I
over
was
the
reading
place.
just how they were saying like officials have now said the quarantine wasn't handled properly and like nothing they were doing was effective, as we obviously know, as it's spreading throughout the ship. But now the passengers are really starting to, I mean, if they weren't fed up already, now they're super fed up because even though countries like the United States are coming to rescue, if you will, their citizens, when they get back to mainland U.S., they're putting them under quarantine. So
Yeah.
these people are still not going home for a while.
No, their extended vacation, but I hope they survive. Now, when we did episode number 1, Times Square Robot, we had, I think, about 220 cases, right? Okay. Anyone want to take a guess now?
360.
355 people
Hey,
on the
pretty
ship
close.
have. Congratulations, Mitchell. Yeah, well.
Mistletoe.
Hey, sorry. I was thinking maybe we got to take care of that ship somehow. 355 people on the ship have tested positive for the virus, and I think it's still climbing because they can't test everyone at one time. So the way they're testing people and how slow it's going and all of that jazz is certainly not, bless you, helping the situation.
Thank you.
So 40 U.S. citizens on board the cruise ship are infected. Basically, is what they know as of now. And so now the numbers have gotten to the point where like 10% of the ship, right? Maybe more, is
Confirmed
infected.
confirmed infected.
Confirmed. COVID-19, man. It's scary. It's scary. But you're right. They had some Americans evacuated from this Diamond cruise ship, Princess. And did you know that some people elected to stay? Some Americans elected to stay?
Why?
Like I think quite a number, because they felt like the cruise ship was handling this correctly.
And they were happy to stay in the rooms away from the virus kind of thing?
I guess so. Now the problem with that is that the next opportunity these Americans have to get off the cruise ship is like in a month's time.
Why so long?
I don't know. They're like, hey, this is your opportunity to get off, and so that didn't happen.
You know, I'm pretty glad I'm not on board.
No.
21-year-old Canadian refuses to evacuate Wuhan because she doesn't want to leave her cat.
That's nice. I wouldn't want to leave my pet behind.
Get a new fucking cat.
No,
You know what? PETA people?
This is coming from
Hit
someone
me
who
up.
does not have a pet at home.
I don't have a pet, but I'm not gonna
you're
die
risking your
because of a
life.
cat who's got already 9 lives. We got 1, man. They've got 9.
Can never understand if you're not an animal lover. You can't. It's part of your family. You can't leave them behind to die, essentially.
Okay, whatever. Well, I'll tell you what. When this food supplies, I'll leave it there.
Oh, I know where that was going.
So it's very scary what's going on, and I think what needs to happen right now is the cruise ship industry, okay, in general, needs to have some proper procedures in place and to figure stuff out, because right now it's the Wild West. It's the Wild West.
Yeehaw!
Tell you what. So
Yeah, it's bad. I'm sure there's people scrambling right now to put together proper protocols, and I mean, there's a lot of cruise ships in the world, and a lot of them are traveling, and
a lot of them are making interesting decisions and procedures and policies in place.
yes.
Joanne, I don't know if we even discussed this on the first, because we did 5 like episode 1s and aired one of them, and I don't remember what we said. I just
Oh, but
remember.
Joe sent me an article yesterday.
Yeah. So basically, for those that missed episode 1 or didn't hear it or whatever, or I didn't say it, Azamara, Celebrity, Royal, which is basically what? The same parent company, right?
Yeah. Yep.
They've come out with a wonderful idea where, you know, if you've been, you know, in contact with anyone or in China in the last like 14, 15 days, you're going to be denied boarding. Okay, reasonable, completely reasonable, understandable, and all of that jazz. But they took it a step further and said anyone with a Chinese national passport, okay, basically a passport from China, Macau, or Hong Kong, regardless of your residency, will be denied boarding.
Regardless of where you've traveled in the last.
No, it doesn't matter. No.
Yeah.
You could be living in Canada for the past 20 years and haven't been back to China, but because you have that Chinese passport.
Well,
here's
here's the headline that Joe sent me. Ottawa permanent resident was told she won't be able to board a cruise ship because she is Chinese. The company says the purpose is to prevent the spread of coronavirus.
I understand that, but that's
racist.
That's
She's
the
never been. She
definition.
hasn't been to China in the last 10 years. It's only because she has a Chinese passport is she being denied boarding, and that's going to somehow stop the spread.
No, that's ridiculous.
That's racist.
No, stopping all travel, all cruisers is what's going to stop.
I think that's but with this decision that Azamara, Celebrity, and Royal have made. Yeah, you're in for an uphill battle on that one. It's a matter of time before this is gonna be a court case, and I would
assume they're at least like fully refunding and any expenses the person.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You can't be like, hey, you can't use this bathroom because you can't. We're going back in time now. Okay. By the way, happy Black History Month.
Happy President's Day, Happy Family Day.
There's a lot of happies out there, but man, these decisions, sometimes we're going back. I feel like we're going back in time. It's very scary. Sucks. But what are you going to do? I mean, I think if I had to think outside of the box on why they would make this decision is because recently was the Chinese New Year and the Lunar New Year, all that jazz, whatever. Sorry if I've already offended 100 people today and the animal lovers and all that jazz. I'll continue to do so throughout the podcast. Hey,
that's your Aruba guy.
That's the Aruba guys. We're open today. Grab a coffee, 15, 20 minutes. You know what? I'll take a double-double.
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, we're good. Just one double-double. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. We have good customers.
We have amazing customers. I should have asked for a lobster dinner. Anyways.
That's here at Promenade Travel, 905-709-0909.
905-709-0909. So with this holiday and, the Chinese New Year and all of that, okay? I understand. Families fly down from here and there, and so 6 degrees of separation. So they didn't want, that association. But you could say that. You could say if you've been in contact with anyone from, or then I can understand.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's a real potential that something could have been spread.
But this lady who's in Ottawa,
who hasn't traveled to China recently.
For the past decade.
No, but what you were just saying, though, we don't know. I mean, this would be a specific situation. We don't know who she's been in contact with. But just to assume that she might have been in contact with someone because she's holding a Chinese passport, there's something wrong there.
Let's talk about this 6 degrees of separation here for a moment, okay? So on Saturday, okay, I had a couple come in who were looking to flights to Vietnam. And, okay, cool. So they come in, want to go to Vietnam. Cool. Ho Chi Minh City? Yeah, Ho Chi Minh? Let's do it. So start looking it up and what have you and this and that. And I'm like, well, we've got stuff that's transiting through Hong Kong. This is for next year. And they're like, considering the climate, I don't think we want to transit through Hong Kong. Like, I don't blame you. Philippine Airlines is doing it. They're going through Manila. How's that? 3-hour connections, this and that. Perfect. Wonderbar. So basically, the gentleman ends up saying to me that if you go through Hong Kong or China or whatever, you're going to go through tons of testing and stuff like that, and who knows what's going to be the situation next year. But if you go through Vietnam, as he just hosted someone who came from Vietnam who came through Toronto Airport, and there was no screening whatsoever.
None here in Toronto.
No. Can I tell you something? I Lysoled the shit out of the place after he left. Because you never know, man. 6 degrees of separation. Who knows who else was on that flight?
Yeah, that was only like 2 degrees of separation, really.
Seriously. And this is Toronto. If you're going to start banning people because of their associations with whatever their passport is, or people that they may have come in contact with, this is Toronto.
Everybody.
You might as well just say, anyone from Toronto can't board on this cruise ship. Sorry.
Because you may have come in contact
Because you
with.
may have come in. That's ridiculous.
Something has to be done, though.
Yeah. You know what? Let's be racist against the entire world. Shut down travel for 30 days.
That is bad for business.
It is bad for business, but you know what? At least there might be like a light at the end of the tunnel where 30 days afterwards, they're like, okay.
Well, from what I've been reading, apparently experts have said this is not going away. They might get it under control. They might get it, to a point where it's not this global issue anymore, but they're saying coronavirus is not going anywhere and it'll always be a concern, and it's now part of the itinerary.
Forever.
That's
super scary. Well, they need to develop a vaccine and all this jazz, and I mean, it's going to take about a year, I think, before they get some real stuff out, because they've got to do some testing. But you want to talk about scary. Episode 2 with Steven, the interview that we had with Steven, that was very scary because I further ended up going into...
I think that might be part of this episode too in the end. Maybe edit it all together to make...
No, it'll be too long. But basically what he says was, and there's some reports that we're not sure is fake news or real news or what have you, but basically at the end of the day, there are reports that China's numbers on deaths and infected people are very, very underplayed, to put it lightly.
What? China's withholding information?
I think
that's unheard of.
This is the problem behind the curtain, the veil of this country, is that what is believed to be the case is the numbers are actually times 10. Times 10! That's scary. So listen, you heard it here, maybe not first, but I'm going to tell you something. I looked into this a little bit further, and I think the numbers are drastically not accurate.
Fear-mongering.
I'm like, just be prepared, okay? Here's my advice.
You're fear-mongering.
No.
Yeah, you are. You're just reading stuff on the internet. You don't have any, actual sources that that can speak firsthand to this. You're just reading shit you find online. I can find as much shit as you just found about that. I can find the opposite, saying that, guess what? It's not blown out, actually. These are accurate numbers.
Hey, believe what you want to believe, I guess. But here's my advice, okay? My advice is that the cruise ship industry needs to figure out how to handle this shit properly.
The cruise ship industry, in my opinion, is going to take a while to recover.
I agree.
I don't think anyone's going to want to be cooped up on a cruise ship for the next little while.
Well, especially not in that region. The Caribbean is still the Caribbean right now,
yes.
And everything is...
Sail the Caribbean with Promenade Travel.
Everything is pretty good. 905-709-0909. But I think there needs to be some new procedures in place. Maybe work with some real authorities on it, and not to make arbitrary decisions and stuff like that. Like, oh, this is how we're going to handle this quarantine, and this is... No. Talk to the World Health Organization. Talk to who? Talk to... Who?
Who do we talk to?
Talk to who?
Who? I'm asking.
The World Health Organization.
Oh, who?
Who?
Exactly.
Or talk to the CDC or whatever. Talk to some credible, have some officials on board to check out, like, the procedures that are in place, and does this work, does this not work? Because I'll tell you what, right now, it's a giant mess. 355? And that was like...
That's just a cruise ship also. All the numbers still going up. I think total death toll from this virus is now creeping close to 1,800.
Those are the official numbers.
Yes, official air quote numbers.
Air quote, big air quote. I'm gonna put it out there right now. Unofficial numbers, over 100,000 people have died.
What?
Primarily in China.
Fear mongering.
No, I'm telling you, Joe, the numbers are not real.
Fear mongering.
No.
Yeah.
You want to know something? China's a pretty big economy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say the largest in the world?
I don't know these type of things, but doesn't sound unrealistic.
You would
I
assume.
mean, with all the manufacturing and all of the
Yeah, I assume.
right? We had a big with our housing market here in Canada or in Toronto and Vancouver and all of that. They had to put in place some restrictions on foreigners being able to purchase properties because there was just fucking up our numbers and making it unrealistic for
Hasn't fixed anything, by the way.
not really.
There's
No.
been no real change. They did the damage already.
Damage has been done, okay? But can I tell you something? If the report comes out, let's just say 100,000 people dead, okay? You want to get your automotive parts from China?
Never mind that. I went to buy a bottle of, this is going to sound so rude. I went to buy a bottle of aloe water the other day. And before I cracked it open, I had to read the label. Like, is this made in China? Because what if it was? What if somebody had a little bit of a cough while they were actually bottling my aloe water?
And was it?
No, it was from Korea.
So that was okay for you then?
I drank it.
How do you feel right now?
I'm a little stuffy.
Yeah. No, here's the other scary part, okay? My wife,
Please.
my wife. Shout out to,
Choose your own creations.
thank you.
I thought you were trying to remember her name.
No.
Yeah, that was a long pause.
No, I know my wife's name. So she orders a bunch of things from online, like that she needs for whatever, special papers or vinyls or whatever, right? 'Cause she makes custom things for people, whether it's shirts or mugs or it doesn't matter. She can make it. Okay.
Does it all.
She does it all. She does it all. So she orders something December 15th. Okay. Some special paper came from China in this weird
China's a
package.
big place, though.
Yeah, nah, it is a big place.
If it says it came through Wuhan, I'd be a little concerned.
Well, we were looking and we were trying to figure out
Like
exactly
how close it was to Wuhan?
8 hours away.
That's far.
Drive.
Did she?
That's a long drive.
Did she open it? Did she open the packaging?
So she ends up doing some research, right? And she looks on according to the CDC. And I didn't do this research firsthand, but I believe my wife. She saw that it was impossible for the germs to still be
Alive?
basically active.
I don't know. You know how there's always
But we don't know shit about shit.
No, there's
This virus didn't exist 4 or 5 months ago.
you know how there's always the saying, or not saying, but the Simpsons seem to predict
Yes.
all sorts of things. Have you guys seen this one? I'm gonna show you guys just a little clip here. I don't know if we're gonna get blocked on iTunes. We'll see how much I can show you guys. But Homer's ordering something.
From Osaka, Japan. Oh, right. And then someone coughs and has a cold and coughs in it.
Oh.
Right. Coughs in there.
Gets
all the
to Homer,
germs,
goes
gets
all the way to
packaged,
Springfield,
And then everyone's
he
got
opens it up 3 weeks later.
6 to 8 weeks later.
Everyone's getting it, right?
Right.
Might have to edit this whole little part out here, but
But it is scary, and the point is we don't know anything about anything, and 6 degrees of separation or 2 degrees of separation or fuck man, 1 degree of separation.
where's the Lysol made?
No, I was actually watching a video on TikTok, and
Don't
the
they
guy's
dance
like,
on that? Isn't that
I
a
actually
dance?
Yeah.
did you see the new?
What
There's a
video
new
are you-
challenge that's going on that apparently has already killed 2 kids, and it's going around the schools.
what?
They have 3 people standing in a row.
Yeah.
The 2 guys on
Do
the
we want to condone
outside.
this? Do we want to condone this?
Oh, it's all over the news.
Okay.
The people on the so there's a person in the middle and 2 people on either side of them. I've only watched it with the sound off, but the idea is they're trying to get them to jump in the air. So the 2 people on the outside are jumping, and then when the person in the middle jumps, they both kick the back of their feet so the person just falls flat on their ass. But people have been falling on their head, and they're doing it on ceramic floors, and people have been getting injured. Fucking TikTok, man.
Why is this?
It's like, yeah, let's go eat Tide Pods and kick people and make them fall down. There's that sucker punch challenge years ago that was going around on social media. Kids these days, man, kids.
They're bored. They need to learn
They're
how to have
bored.
conversations.
They have so much stuff they can do.
That's it. They're overstimulated.
I don't know.
So
But
this is a
anyways,
travel podcast.
I
Yeah.
saw on TikTok somebody was reading the bottle of Lysol wipes. So I wanted to see if it was also on this bottle that it actually says kills 99.9% of the human coronavirus. And I didn't know if it was the same thing, so I was going to ask you guys.
What? There's
But
no way
I
that's
feel
already
No, it
printed
is.
on
It
it.
is.
really
is.
old looking at it because I can't read that writing.
Yeah, no, this is old. No, not you. The bottle.
Oh, no, me too. Good morning, Cash.
Kills. Stuff I can't say. Well, you try to read some of this stuff. You'll see what I mean. But I don't see coronavirus on here. But there's a lot of stuff.
No, there's something out there that does have the corona. I don't know if
It
it's
says
Purell
human
or
pure-
Lysol.
This is like
or...
salmonella. I really can't pronounce
I'm
this
gonna
stuff.
go
E.
and-
coli,
Buy some Lysol wipes today just to read the bottle.
staphylococcus, all kinds of stuff.
Is that from Greece? It is a travel podcast at the end of the day.
Oh, I would go to Greece.
I would love to go to Greece.
Where's your ultimate place that you haven't
I
been
think
yet?
Greece. I think Greece. Yeah,
Yeah?
Megan and I were like very close to pulling the trigger on like a transat, semi-guided Greece experience kind of thing.
Recently?
Well, a couple years ago, 3 years ago,
Okay, so before Jacob.
before Jacob, and then we decided instead that for that trip we did an East Coast Canadian road trip.
I remember that.
Yeah, so we leaned that way instead, just because neither of us had been out east and we wanted to see it.
I've always wanted to go to the wet market in Wuhan.
That's your bucket list?
That's my.
Well, I've got bad news for you. I think they're shutting it down.
Yeah. I wonder how much the health inspectors get paid there.
Health inspectors?
I don't know.
There's no health inspectors there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Cory, where would you go besides the wet market? Where's your number one?
Honestly, I don't know. I'd like to be in French Polynesia on one of those huts over the water with a fishing rod and 24/7, right?
That
'Cause
sounds
might as
nice.
well. And leave the kids at home, just me and the wife. That'd be nice. Make it some romantic times, you know?
Ooh la la.
Ooh, no, that's not. We don't want to go to France. It's French Polynesia, I guess you can say.
There you go.
Ooh la la. Yeah, that and I guess. Honestly, it's such a beautiful world. I want to see all of it, most of it, anyways.
Maybe skip Wuhan.
I'll
Take
next
a rain
time.
check.
Next time. But you never know. Listen, it is a dog eat dog world out there, and you know what? What?
No sound effects? Arr.
What? No, come on. I was gonna get to. I forgot what I was gonna say. That's okay. Where else would I like to be? I think you know what. Honestly, Canada's a huge country. I've never seen a lot of it. I haven't been to the West Coast, believe it or not. Every time I want to go, I look at the price of flights, and it's like, okay, flights, hotels, 4 days.
You go to Europe instead.
No, I can do an all
All-inclusive in
inclusive.
Yeah.
I can do an all inclusive for a week.
East
Drink my
Coast
face
is
off.
a little cheaper.
Yeah, maybe.
And if you like seafood, you can put on pounds out there.
What have you had?
I ate everything I can get my hands on out there. Fresh lobster, mussels, clam chowder. I remember I ordered at one place.
Chowder.
Chowder. I got the small bowl, and I had thought that they made a mistake because it was so gigantic what they brought out. I'm like, what's the large bowl? And they showed it was like a pot essentially.
Wow.
Yeah,
A pot.
essentially, it was massive. The small bowl was like I couldn't finish it because that's the thing. Like we didn't realize like how much food it was going to be. So we ordered some mussels, we ordered the chowder, we ordered some lobster, and
Is it as expensive there than as it is here?
No,
You know what?
no,
Let's
no.
start. Let's start something. Let's start something here. Okay. If the world isn't gonna take this, like there isn't, I don't know, presidents of countries and the United Nations and all, they're not gonna take a stand and say, you know what? Do not leave your country for the next 30 days. Here's my fucking 30-day challenge. Okay? Don't leave your country for 30 days.
The views and expressions are not those of the employees of Promenade Travel or any of its affiliates. We still believe you should be traveling in the next 30 days because we'd like to stay in business.
And
No,
do
of
you
course-
see the crappy
no.
weather coming?
Sure.
I want to go to a beach somewhere.
Okay, you know what?
Caribbean's fine.
Stay-
Stop the fear-mongering, Corey.
Okay, stay within your country. We have a big enough country that we
It's
have-
cold
It
here.
is all cold.
It's cold,
Vancouver has palm trees.
but it's cold.
No.
How cold is it in Vancouver?
I want
It doesn't
lay on
matter.
a beach,
You're nuts, buddy.
drink some like slushy
Sure, maybe
drink
avoid
and-
cruises. Maybe avoid going to Asia. Maybe. But it's fine to travel elsewhere. Come on.
You want to go to Morocco?
Oh.
I don't really ever want to go to Morocco. It's not.
Really?
It's not on my list.
What?
Oh.
Sahara Desert?
When I was
Sahara
pregnant
Desert.
with Gianluca, my doctor took a trip and went to Morocco and came back and showed me pictures
just wanna go to
of
Florida.
a restaurant
That's
that
all
was
I
like
want.
it was up in a mountain and your table was in the stream on the oh my god! And they were eating at this tagine. Is that how you say it? It
Tagine?
looked so damn
I
good.
feel like it's an inappropriate word.
Yeah.
Hey, don't touch my tagine.
Give me some paletta while you're at it.
oh boys.
Listen, I don't know. I guess just whatever you do, get an effective insurance policy.
Oh, God.
What?
I'm saying, yeah, like.
When are they gonna come with a flu shot for this?
But please, but they will in about a year, I'm sure.
Did you get the regular flu shot for influenza?
Nope.
So why are you gonna get this one?
I wouldn't. I'm just wondering for
Ah.
like.
For the
So when they
masses.
come out
Yeah.
with a
you remember-
coronavirus vaccine, you're not gonna get it?
Do you remember the H1N1 and people were lining up and they were running out of vaccines?
Yes.
I think that was the time I questioned the most as a mom. What the hell do I do? Because there was news and numbers of all these people that are getting infected and really sick and they could die. And then there was videos of look what happens because there isn't enough testing on this vaccine. And are you really willing to give this to your child? And I was so back and forth.
There absolutely has to be enough testing and testicles out there to be able to what? What?
What? Oh,
She didn't even hear you. I hear everything. Go ahead.
There needs to be sufficient testing.
He said testicles.
oh.
He's so funny. He's.
You know
have
what?
we mentioned that this podcast there's a comedian aspect here? Did we mention that? Because Corey is hilarious.
Shit happens. So, speaking of which, Tanner.
Again.
Did he poop in the tub again?
No, he
Oh.
is now pooping in the potty.
Oh, that's a milestone.
I know.
Does it make you want another baby?
Hell no.
Oh, Jesus.
Two's enough.
So maybe you guys should have one and give it to me.
You have 3.
Yeah, but they're old now. They're old.
Just babysit. Okay, we've got clients that are outside holding my coffee, ready to
wanna
do
wrap it
some
up for
business.
today?
So let's what we'll do is we'll take a short break and we will come back to more doom and gloom. I mean, more of Extra Legroom, the travel podcast. Extra Legroom is brought to you by Promenade Travel Agency at Promenade Mall. We're a full-service travel agency, and we're honest. If you need any help booking your next trip, or even if you don't, please book with Promenade Travel. 905-709-0909. Okay, so welcome back to the show. Really hasn't been that travel related. We've been talking all over the place.
It's okay.
But sometimes it's like that. We listen, there's some travel stuff in there.
It's a travel related podcast.
It is a travel related podcast. Okay, so before we sign off, any tips and tricks that we want to discuss with our listening audience today? Mitchell?
I'd say just always, even if you think you're internet savvy or travel savvy and you've done some research online and you've looked into booking some stuff on your own, come run it by a travel agent you trust. Doesn't have to be us, of course. We'd love to have you in, but run it by a travel agent you trust and just make sure that there's nothing you've missed, because there are things in this industry that come up all the time that even the avid traveler isn't aware of or might miss when they're booking something. And when it comes down to it, we're all looking for the best deal. Often we can get a better price as travel agents than what you're seeing online.
Booyah! Like that.
Do you?
I do.
That was off
true.
the cuff too.
I like
but it's
it.
the truth.
It is the truth. Joanne, do you have a tip and trick?
I had a customer who called me yesterday on my day off, and she's thinking of going to Mexico. And their perception is, I recommended a 4-star hotel. Her perception was, but I saw a 5-star that's pretty much the same price. But because she's just booking online and doesn't really maybe know what to look into, the 4-star was a better fit for her family. It was more, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Mitch, come help me here.
Family friendly?
I guess so, yeah. It's directed to everybody, all age groups. She's traveling with a 6-year-old. You want somewhere that is not just, a 5-star resort that has fantastic presentation of their food. Not that that's wrong,
Well, that's the thing.
but
and people have to remember that star ratings aren't the be-all, end-all. I can show you a handful of 4 stars that are better than a handful of 5 stars.
yeah.
How are those ratings even determined?
They're arbitrarily determined or self-determined. Basically, if you're a Westin or a Sheraton, you're automatically a 4-star hotel. Before you're even built, you can bill yourself as a 4-star hotel because they've got standards and franchisable and all of that jazz. But a lot of the time, if you're not booking that Westin or Sheraton and it's something else, it's hit and miss. It's arbitrary, and it's true. Sometimes like everyone says, like a 5-star in Cuba is not a true 5-star in, like, let's say anywhere else in North America. A 5-star in Cuba and a 5-star in Mexico are drastically different as well. So to get the inside scoop and to weigh out your options, yes, at the end of the day, that's why travel agents still exist. We're not dinosaurs. We're not. I've got a tip and trick. If you're gonna let it rip, my favorite place to do that, other than the bathtub, is an airplane.
Talking about farting right now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. My favorite place
This
to
is
let
your
it rip.
travel tip?
This is my travel tip. If you've got to go to the bathroom and all that jazz, go before you're on the plane. But if, you're letting it rip and you're someone like Joanne who's never farted in front of her family,
Nope.
which is hard to believe, which we will discuss as our main topic for the next show, is Joanne's inability to go to the bathroom. And for when I take a shit, it's like a family affair. Everyone's in there. The kids are in there. The wife's in and out, whatever. She's like, Jesus, turn on the fan or something. But it's a family affair. I got no shame. Joanne, you've been married for how long?
7 years?
Oh,
8 years.
Oh, man. This is just a precursor to the next show. But I will say, my favorite place, absolutely. In mid-conversation with the random Joe or whatever, I don't care. I'll let it rip. It's like you don't be this is extra leg room. So just let it rip. You don't have to be tight about it. Don't get all tense and squeeze up and what have you. No, let it rip.
But isn't
Jeez,
it better
it's
when
not a
there's
horse.
no sound at all, and you notice everybody just kind of like looking around, like, "Oh, was that her? Do they think it's me? Was it that what?"
I don't.
think
You know
that's
what? I
better,
can
the
care less.
guessing
If it smells and someone like looks around my direction and they make like that stink eye, they give you the stink eye, then I just return the stink eye and start looking around. Like, what is that smell? Oh, disgusting. Did somebody shit in their pants? So please, 2 things. When you're choosing a seat, choose the one with extra legroom and feel free to let it rip.